Hello everyone, and welcome to this video review of the MacBook Air. So, this is the latest in the range of the ultra slim laptops created by Apple. And I'm going to be coming at this from a complete newbie to Apple laptops and Apple computers. So I think the first thing we want to do is just have a look at it. If I lift it up, it's nice and light, and it feels beautiful with this aluminium unibody design. On the side there you have the power adapter, the USB, headphone jack, and that little gauze, a little mesh, that's the microphone. Around this side, an SD card port, another USB, and that's an output for video. So you can connect it to monitors and TVs and other projectors. Okay, so let's switch it on. It's got a beautiful keyboard. I have to say I really like the keyboard. And let's see how fast it loads up. Now this uses flash storage, so you're not going to get any spinning hard drives. So as you can see, it loads a lot faster than a traditional laptop would. Now let's have a look at this particular MacBook. Now I spent quite a bit of extra time customizing it to get it to be the best version that they could do. It's got 4 GB of memory. Its processor speed is 2.13 GHz, and its inbuilt storage is 250 GB, which I believe was the highest you could go. So it's straight off the bat not going to be the best if you've got a lot of media to store on there. So you might want to consider something like an external hard drive, or maybe a network attached drive where you have your media broadcast across the network. So if you're used to a PC like I am, you'd first be wondering what all these things are down the bottom of the screen. This is your quick launch bar, where you launch sort of your common programs like internet, iTunes, iPhoto. I'm going to use launching iTunes as a bit of an example because I know on the PC it can be quite slow and sluggish. So let's just see how quick that is. And there you go, it's up. So that's quite impressive. Clicking the red box at the corner doesn't actually close the program, it just removes it from your view. It's still running and active. To actually close it, you've got to click up here and click the quick iTunes button. That took a little bit of getting used to. Let's give an example of something else I like. It handles files and media really quite efficiently. With the tap of the spacebar, you can preview files a lot quicker than my PC can. So here I've got an album by, well, I don't think I can actually say the name, but let's give that a try. Just hit space. And it's straight up. Shows you the album art and basic controls here. If you click away or click to another track, then it changes as well. And this is the same for all sorts of file types. You can view PDFs the same way. And indeed, when you, so for example, have lots of different when you have lots of different file types, you can choose what type of view you'd want. So here we're viewing it in sort of thumbnail view, but for example I can just zoom in and just see just on the thumbnail what the document is, and even scroll through on the thumbnail, which I think is pretty impressive. That's one of the advantages you get with a operating system that's built alongside the hardware. You know everything inside here is going to work together. You're not going to have to worry about compatibility issues, which is one of the reasons why I opted for an Apple-based laptop as opposed to a Windows-based. I didn't want to have that concern. Again, just quickly selecting a video, press spacebar, and it's up. Now the adverts actually show that this can run high profile games and quite demanding games, and I wanted to put this to the test because I didn't want to just be doing word processing or video editing on it. I wanted to be playing some games, watching some videos and getting some enjoyment out of it. However, one of the things that they've had to compromise on, with it being so slim, is the fan. It has got a fan in here, so the adverts do say that it's silent operation, but that's not entirely true, because if you start to do too much intensive things on it, you will notice that it starts to heat up and the fan starts to speed up, and if you're doing really too much on it, it's going to become quite loud quite quickly. To demonstrate this, or to perhaps not demonstrate this, depending on how this goes, I'm going to play Portal. Not Portal 2, this is the original Portal. Again, you notice that it loads up really quick. Ironically, this has got just as much RAM as my main computer. Just waiting for this to load. And here it is. One way to get rid of some of the noise problems and the heat problems is to use a flat surface and make sure that it conducts heat away rather nicely, which I hope it does. So I just click on load game, click load, and here we go. Again, the loading times are extremely impressive. Okay, now I haven't thought about this at all, so I'm going to have to just readjust my camera. There we go. Now I am getting a bit of slowdown, but to be honest, this is pretty smooth. I'm not noticing any noise or fan speed at the moment. Ironically, you'd notice it more, I think, when you're actually watching YouTube videos for any extended period of time. Oh, I can start to hear, I don't know if you can hear that as well, but and you start to feel it here, that the heat starts to build up quite intensely here, and you get to a point where you can't actually hold your hand here for more than a couple of seconds. Now, I contacted Apple directly about this because I felt that their advert, which showed Assassin's Creed being played, was a little disingenuous, because to imply that you can play a graphically intensive game on this machine sort of gives the impression that you can play the game without too many inhibitions or distractions, and I find having such a loud fan noise quite a distraction. So if I hold this up to the microphone just to further highlight what I'm talking about, I hope you're getting that. It's not a deal breaker for me because I don't play that many games in general, but it's just something to be aware. You're paying a lot of money for this, so just know what you're buying and what you're going to be using it for. So what do I like about it? Firstly, it looks beautiful. It's everything that you've seen and everything that you've heard is true. It looks gorgeous. It loads quick as a flash. So if I'm just loading just any sort of bog standard programs here just to show you, they all just pop up. It uses the same sort of multi-touch gestures as the iPads and the iPhones. So 4 fingers down, for example, just brings up a window where I can select any active program. 4 fingers up just hides everything and displays my desktop. I can do 2 finger swiping to go forward and backward between pages. So I'll say 3 fingers back, 3 fingers forward. So those are great things. The not so great things, the noise is an issue. The heat might be an issue for some people. It does have some limitations and it does struggle on some things which you wouldn't expect it to struggle on. Playing YouTube videos, I wouldn't have thought would be the most demanding thing that it has to deal with, but apparently it is. I think for the money that you're going to be paying for it, it maybe is not quite at the stage where it's entirely good value for money. You can spend a comparable amount of money and still get a lot more functionality, but for sheer style and for sheer ease of use, for what I need it for, it's absolutely perfect. Close it down. Comes straight back on and has fantastic battery life, I have to say, and the wireless capabilities of it are superior to any other device I've used. So I might do some future updates on how I find it going, but frankly I find it to be a fantastic little purchase. One last up. Dragon for Mac. The makers of Dragon for Mac, Nuance, said that they are well aware that the PC version is superior, and that is because of just the amount of development time that they've spent on the PC version, and they have no idea when a new update is coming to fix the myriad of problems I've been having with the Mac version. So that's that. The Logitech headset, that issue is still a little bit ropey. On the PC it sounds a lot better and the audio quality is a lot better, so I'm thinking it might just be driver issues or some other problems there. But anyway, that concludes my video review, and indeed this video review series. It might be the last video for a little while, but don't forget to check the blogs regularly to subscribe and contribute and just share your thoughts. And if you have been, thank you for watching.